So guys, we're gonna do a bonus episode here about Glenn Greenwald's attack on Anna. It was vicious and it was completely false. And I'm gonna, for you guys, I'm gonna show you the tapes, and it's really disappointing and sad to see, because Glenn, I thought, was a real journalist, and we've praised him on the show many times, and he did some amazing stories in the past, including, of course, the Edward Snowden story, and I think Edward Snowden's an American hero. This is a great story about Brazil. But after watching this, I was further heartbroken, because I think now I'm not really sure about any of his past stories. Did he hide evidence on purpose in all of those? I don't know. There's no way of knowing because of what you're about to see, right? And it should be noted, we're doing this in the bonus episode because we do an actual news program. We do tons of stories every day about things that matter in the world. And we fight for things like the $15 minimum wage. I've even set up 3 different organizations, and they've been relatively successful. I helped co-found Justice Democrats. There's 10 Justice Democrats in Congress right now. So we try to be constructive, right? Other people spend almost all of their shows attacking fellow progressives, doing personal drama, talking about their feelings, and almost never talk about the actual news, right? So in this case, I'm forced into responding because the smears were so over the top and so false and outrageous. So now this revolves around Jimmy Dore's claim that Anna tried to blackmail him with a DM that she sent him. So now Jimmy sexually harassed Anna while she was here, and that was all uncovered through this whole process. Now, you're gonna see that with your own eyes in a second, but I need you to know that context. So when Anna says, and at that point, Anna sends the DM when Jimmy's already attacking her personally. And by the way, we're gonna show you a clip of that later as well, so you'll see that evidence. And so Anna's super frustrated because they keep calling her these outrageous things that she's paid off by NATO and all these other things. And Glenn claims that he's really outraged by anyone saying that somebody is paid by someone without evidence, yet he's never asked for evidence of any of us being paid by NATO. What an insane, absurd charge. But as long as it's his friends and his buddies that he wants to advocate for, there's completely different standards, right? So in the midst of that frustration, Anna sends a DM, and now they've characterized it as blackmail. And I want to actually read the end of that DM for you guys so you know what the reality is, right? And it's in there. They've all put it in their videos. They read it to you guys, and then they tell you something that isn't true. So let's read the end of that DM. She says, I've been holding back, letting you run your mouth nonstop as if you're some sort of warrior for what's good in the world. That is going to change. Now, in blackmail, the way that it works is, hey, I'm going to do something unless you give me something. You give me a duffel bag full of money in a parking lot, or you do this, or you do that, or you don't do something. It's an ultimatum, right? Here, there's no ultimatum. She says, I'm gonna do it, right? There's no like, oh, okay, maybe not, maybe this. If you do this, then I won't do that. No, she says, I'm mad because you are pretending to be a warrior for good, when in reality, I know because of my personal experience that you're a dirtbag. So I'm gonna let people know you're a dirtbag because that's who you are, because you're going out there and attacking me personally. This has nothing to do with politics anymore. You're saying I'm paid off by nefarious people, all these different things, and including sexual attacks, etc., as you're about to see, right? So I'm mad, and I'm telling you, okay, if you're gonna attack us, then finally, I've been holding, and we did, guys. We held for so long, and we only do these segments after they go for a month straight. Finally, we'll correct the record, because we have a news program to do, right? So she says that. So as you can see, already out of the gate, the idea of blackmail is absurd. It's totally absurd. It's not true on the facts as we start. Okay, now let's get to Glenn. So he sees that. Instead, he says this.
You did there? Now, since this DM was sent, Jimmy anticipatorily went and showed his audience this threat, which is what this is, that she sent him. A threat that she's going to accuse him of sexual harassment.
No, that's not what happened at all. And there's no anticipatory anything. Jimmy just came out and admitted that he did it, right? And by the way, some of the things he said in that account were not even true. So Anna wasn't gonna say that, okay? And so she said, if you're saying personal things, I'm allowed to say personal things. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll tell you all the sexual harassment I already did. So instantly, Glenn starts out with a totally wild and incorrect way of phrasing it and characterizing it. So then he goes on and says this.
He gave his own version of events about what happened. She then went on her own program and made good on her threat.
But wait a minute, Jimmy already said he did it. So what do you mean made good on her threat? It's already public for the whole world to see. Almost every show's talked about it that's in this progressive sphere, unfortunately, right? And I hate that the clip is replayed. Now we're gonna have to replay the clip in a little bit to show you what a liar Glenn Greenwald is, right? But she made good on her threat. Okay, but wait, she said that's gonna change. So where's the threat? Where's the part where she says, hey, I don't like your political opinions. If you don't stop, then I will do this. No, Jimmy just goes out and goes, oh, you're gonna attack me? I caught feelings. Oh, that's it, everybody, all my cult, go out and tell everybody I caught feelings, right? So I'll tell you already, I'm a sexual harasser, right? And then Glenn takes that and goes, oh, you see how Anna is the one who did the threat and then carried out the threat. But Glenn, you left out the part where Jimmy already admitted it. But wait, it gets way worse. Here's more.
I have no idea what took place back in 2014 when they were working together because I wasn't there. But here's what so I can't comment on whether anyone did anything wrong back then.
You have no idea what took place? And you can't tell if anything wrong. All right, well, this is the clip that everyone has already seen. It's inconceivable that Glenn didn't see it. And if he chose not to look at it, well, that would also be absolute negligence if you're a so-called journalist. So he couldn't tell if anybody did anything wrong. Let's watch.
Anna Kasparian used to dress, when I worked there, unbelievably inappropriately for a newsroom. She looked like she was going to a rave. The skirt, one time she came into the newsroom with a skirt so short. It wasn't a pencil skirt. It was like a fluffy one too, but so short that she bent over in front of me and I literally saw her ass and her thong. She's wearing a thong. I literally saw it. Like, everybody saw it. And I go, hey, Anna, nice news skirt. And everybody laughed. Like, they laughed louder than I thought they would. And so it humiliated her. She got humiliated in the middle of the newsroom, and I did it.
And I did it. Now, Glenn, you said, I have no idea what took place. Well, your friend, the one you're defending and hiding the evidence for, told you he did it, and he told you exactly what took place according to his own account. And you just, oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened. What, am I, a journalist? I don't know. Oh, everybody's already seen the clip. Oh, I don't know what the clip is. I have no idea what took place. And by the way, there's two really important things here. One is, why calling it a news skirt? Because the humiliation comes in, you're not a real news person. You're just here for all the men to leer at you. That's why I looked up your skirt and had a big laugh about it. Glenn, you're not sure what happened? You're not sure if, what did he say? Whether anyone did anything wrong back then, you're not sure about it. You're a journalist, and you just saw that.
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
He never put that clip, he never mentioned that clip anywhere in his video. He never talked about it. My God, Glenn, what else have you hid from your readers all of these years?
It's appalling, the things that he says, and then you say to me.
If you're doing a story as a journalist on this, and you hide the most important evidence, what else have you hidden? So, the second part that's important about the Jimmy clip is, they're still laughing. This isn't something you did wrong and you apologized for 12 years ago, 7 years ago. Oh my God, we shouldn't have said that on air. This is not an on-air thing. This is a workplace thing, okay? You do this at a...
tearing up his falsehoods. Isn't that the wrong message? No, it isn't.
That is textbook sexual harassment. Anyone who defends that, I don't know what you are, but you're definitely not a progressive. And then...
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Tommy Nation Politics. Definitely not a progressive, huh? I don't know, man. Jenk, I think that was a pretty good defense of your friend. I don't know what happened. Definitely wasn't there. Can't tell you. Was it appropriate joke? He's a comedian. Aren't you the one that's always talking about giving the comedians extra leeway because they're comedians? Jenk, isn't that you? You're always saying that shit? Okay. Nice new skirt. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Could have called her a B word. Could have called her S word. Could have. I mean, was that really slut shaming? If Jimmy Dore had looked up my skirt and said nice new skirt, I probably would have retorted with something funny. Anna chose to be embarrassed. Now, she's not me. And she reacted differently. She has the right to be embarrassed. And Jimmy Dore apologized and gave her a card. What are we talking about again? Sexual harassment? Was that sexual harassment, guys? Are we calling people insurrectionists? Are we calling people sexual harassers? And literally, we still don't have a minimum wage. We don't have a legalizing marijuana, a Green New Deal, or the motherfucking Medicare for all. And we're walking around calling people insurrectionists, sexual harassers. You got Glenn Greenwald. Bringing him into it. You're bringing everybody into it, guys. So I thought I might as well give my 2 cents. Because you're bringing everybody into this shit. So just to let y'all know. I mean, I'm inviting myself. Because this is funny. It's now funny. Okay? What isn't funny, Shank, is that you took $20 million of Katzenberg money that we know of. And you don't hold the squad accountable for their actions. And you are a news show. You sound extremely morally superior and above the fray. Except you put yourself above the fray. So that makes you a narcissist or a, I don't know, someone who thinks they're better than other people. Like literally the literal arrogance of that statement. I'm a news show. We've got other things to talk about. Well, why don't you talk about your friend Jimmy who was on your show for so long and now all of a sudden there's this explosive blowout calling him a sexual harasser. And in the meantime, the Republicans are about to take the Senate. And our president is a dementia-riddled old man who's a racist neoliberal who wrote a crime bill that incarcerated half my race. So not only are we not getting what we want now, but now we're fighting amongst ourselves and destroying each other. And none of our progressive values, our progressive policies are coming into play. And the right wing is having a field day with Bernie Sanders. Call him a communist. Call him an adult old man. Saying that his policies match up with Joe Biden's policies, guys. We're literally mudding the waters. We're mudding the progressive waters. Did y'all know that? Us being associated with a war criminal, neoliberal, warmonger racist has muddied our waters. Now nobody knows what we are. Nobody knows our principles and our values because we've chosen to associate with a criminal, a war criminal, a neoliberal racist. That's my gag. That's my issue. Yours could be, and it's not really. I mean, I've watched you for a long time, Jenk, and I know when you're being sincere. I do, because you're mad. You're mad when you're sincere. You weren't mad. You were trying to appeal to a audience that's going to melt when you say, "Oh, that was the time, the skirt, that was her embarrassment moment." You don't know what's wrong? Actually, we don't know. There's a lot of things involved with conversations, guys. There's relationships, there's tone, there's context. I don't really care anymore. I think it's boring. I think that this whole little fight between Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore is even funner than the one with the TYT. Because you guys are literal sellout charlatans. How do I know that? It's not because of Jimmy Dore. It's because you endorse Hillary Clinton. It's because you endorse Joe Biden. It's because you continuously run cover for AOC. And they don't even mention Medicare for all anymore. So I'm about the progressive policies and they don't mention them anymore. And you still back them. And not only do you back them, Jake, but you're proud to found the Justice Democrats, even though they kicked you out. Because you weren't even as bootlicker enough to be the founder of the Justice Democrats. That's how bootlicker the Democratic Party needs you to be. They need you to kneel before Zod with your insurrectionist bullshit talk, your totalitarianism, authoritarianist, Handmaid's Tale like Commander Waterford bullshit talk, and fucking melt before the social media keyboard justice warrior bullshit gang. They need you to fucking kneel before Zod like that. I'll never kneel before Zod like that. You want to meet me? You want to meet me halfway, guys? Meet me at the progressive policies. Meet me halfway, right up at the borderline. Is where Medicare for all, legalizing pot, minimum wage. But as for the silliness, guys, I think y'all should really, honestly, I'm going to say the same thing that I said about AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Y'all should just share an office together and shut the fuck up. Because nothing is fundamentally changing, and we've got more important things than your bullshit. And Anna wore a fucking slutty skirt. She's very pretty. She could have worn it very well. Jimmy Dore is a comedian. He said a joke. Let's get over this shit. This is old now. Now it's not even fun, guys. Y'all are fucking annoying me now. TYT, do me a favor, though. Apologize to Julian Assange and apologize to Glenn Greenwald. He is a real journalist. And there's not a lot of real journalists out there. So he's actually trying to be a loyal guy. Because believe it or not, human beings we're prone to bandwagon mentality. And he's a friend of Jimmy's. Yes, friendships, loyalties, yes. Doesn't mean he's not a real journalist. Let's stop acting like children. We're acting like Nancy Pelosi at a Napa Valley fucking wine tasting. I thought we were supposed to be progressives. I thought the name progressive was progressing, going forward, putting one foot in front of the other. Till we're walking out the door. Till we're achieving results. I didn't know it was appealing to social justice media keyboard warriors and associating with neoliberal warmongers. If this is what progressive is, count me the fuck out. I'll call myself something else. Well, I do call myself a free-thinking, innovative, and totally open-minded podcast known as Tommy Nation Politics. Not a lot of people are listening right now. Or I'm getting complaints that they don't get it. I'm speaking English, trying to be as clear as I can. I'm tired of the bullshit. These Democrats, they just want power. You get nothing. TYT, they want me to believe their stories. I don't give a shit. I want these policies. Are we going to get these policies or not, guys?